Ant configuration. First, we will install the Ant plugin. Then select the build environment as Ant for the project. In build steps, mention the build.xml file path and the build targets. Here you can see the image. First, in the build environment, we are selecting the Ant, and in the build steps, here the targets compile, it can be compile, create, jar, run. These are the different targets defined in the build file here. Let's go through the build.xml file for the simple Java project. Here it starts with the project tag, and here you can see the target name, compile. Same way we have many target names here, create, jar, and the run here. If you go to target name compile, it compiles the Java file. We are using the javac command here. It picks the source file from at this location and puts the compiled classes at this location here. Here before that it's creating the directory here using make directory command. That same classes is used here to keep the class files. Next is the create jar target. Here it gets the class files from this location and create the jar file, namely addition.jar, and also it mentions the main class here. We need to name the class name here of the Java class. Next is the run here. It run the jar file using Java command. First we will check the project created earlier, that is Java project here. Here if you go to configure, here the build environment, currently there is no Ant here. We need to add the plugin here. Then after that we can have the build steps. In the build step we can choose the Ant here. Now we will go back to dashboard and here manage plugins. Click here, available plugins, search for Ant. This is the Ant build tool. You can see the details here. This plugins adds Apache Ant support to Jenkins. Now I'll select Ant install without restart. Now this plugin got installed. I'll go back to the installed plugins here, search for Ant. You can see the Ant here, Ant plugin installed here. Now I'll go to the project, open Java project, go to configure. Here in the build environment you can see Ant now. Ant is added here. Prepares an environment for Jenkins to run builds using Apache Ant. Then in the build step we can see invoke Ant here. Here we need to add the targets here, invoke Ant. If you click advanced, you can see the other details, where is the build file or other Java options properties. Now we need to enter these two details here, targets and the build file, where we have the build file. For that we need to create a build file for our project here. Now targets, for that build file we have a target like we have seen, like compile, create a jar file, or run the Java class, like that. Now we will save as it is. Now we'll create a build file and the targets what we have in the build file will mention it here while creating the Java project. Now I'll save this as it is. This completes the Ant configuration in Jenkins